Day 14, the winning architecture of winning a case, I suppose. Welcome to day 14. Today I'm going to break your brain a little, just a little bit. I'm going to, in a good way, of course, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand something that will change fundamentally the way you approach every single decision, every single message, every single hearing, every report written, every silence from Cafcass, every delay, every manipulation, every allegation, every worry. Here it is. The truth nobody tells you. You don't win your case at the final hearing. You win it in the gaps between the hearings. Let me repeat that. The final hearing is just a ceremony. The real decision is made months before and is not based on who's right. It's not based on who is moral, and it's not based on who is suffering, and it's not based on who is telling the truth. And it is based on something far, far more subtle and far, far more powerful. Your behavioural pattern. Not your evidence, not your story, not your pain, not your pattern, your behaviours. There are 8 patterns they score you on, but they will never admit this. The 8, right? 8 silent, invisible micro trackers the system uses to assess parents over time. No one professional will tell you these exist, but they all use them. Let's go through each one, and I'm going to show exactly how to master them. First one is response pattern, stability. Professionals don't just read what you say, they read how fast you reply, how consistent you reply, whether your tone shifts, whether your language escalates, whether you answer directly, whether you send long emotional paragraphs. If your messages go from calm to angry to calm to sarcastic to long to short to emotional to defensive, they label you unstable, even if you're right. Stability beats correctness always, 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 always. Number 2, emotional bandwidth over months. They track how you cope with waiting, being ignored, delays, provocation, changes, setbacks. If you deteriorate as time drags on, they assume you're emotionally unsafe. If you remain calm, measured, and predictable, they assume you're emotionally resilient. This is a game nobody teaches you, but now you know. Number 3, decision-making coherence. They ask quietly, does this parent's decision-making make constant sense? If your actions contradict your words, or not even once, you lose credibility instantly. Here's some examples. Saying communication is stressful, but then sending 20 messages saying the child is distressed, but then ignoring school reports, saying that you want stability, but then refusing compromise, saying safety is priority, but then refusing contact progression. They don't care if you're justified. They care if you look coherent. Number 4, narrative endurance. This is the big one. They track whether your narrative stays the same, evolves logically, or falls apart under pressure. Your ex will always, always, always change the narrative every single time. Yours must stay still. If your story is clean, consistent, and unchanged over months, years even, they see integrity. If your story shifts, grows, expands, becomes emotional, they see risk. Number 5, the conflict reactivity profile. Professionals always do this. They score your reactions to conflict. They assess you. Do you escalate when it comes? Do you defend, attack, correct, or accuse, or panic, over-explain? Or do you pause, clarify, neutralize, de-escalate, redirect, log and leave it, respond minimally? The calm parent always wins the conflict reaction score. Number 6, proportionality of communication. This is huge hidden scoring metric. This is, so they evaluate the length of your messages, the frequency of your messages, the emotional tone, the weight of the messages, the readability of the tone, your ability to summarize, and your ability to stay child focused. Whether you add unnecessary commentary, if you send short, neutral, useful messages, you win. If you send long, emotional paragraphs, you lose. Number 7, behavior under uncertainty. Now, professionals observe how you behave when no date is set, no update is given, no progress note happens, or no reply is received. But this is when parents destroy themselves. You must be the one whose behavior stays stable, consistent, predictable, and child-focused. Even when you're provoked or ignored, you must remain boring. Alignment number 8, alignment with professionals' input. Now, this one is lethal because most people don't understand it. Even if a professional is wrong, biased, or incompetent, the court is watching. And does the parent show a willingness to work with professionals? If you're the parent who challenges everything, argues consistently, questions every recommendation, refuses to engage, sends complaints too early, because there's timing for complaints, you look resistant and high risk. Even if you're right, the secret you can control all 8. And this is the part that makes day 14 coaching level powerful. You can shape every single one of these patterns deliberately. You can make yourself appear stable, consistent, coherent, predictable, low conflict, emotionally resilient, aligned with professionals, safe, even while the other parent spirals. This is how you win cases quietly. The part that will terrify your ex. Once you control the pattern, their pattern becomes visible, and they will expose themselves because they can't regulate, they can't stay neutral, they can't hold the narrative still. They contradict themselves left, right, and center. They get angry all the time. They panic. They blow up and explode over little things. They overplay their hand. They misunderstand, delay. They misread silence. They sabotage. They sabotage themselves, and all you have to do is stay still. Day 14 practice task. This is a game changer. Now, take the 8 patterns and score yourself, honestly, from 1 to 10 on each. Then score the other parent from 1 to 10. This is not emotional. This is a diagnostic. Once you see the gaps, you will know exactly where to tighten your behavior, so you can become the stable pattern the court relies on. And this is how professionals think. This is how the judges think, and this is how Cafcass thinks. This is how risk is calculated behind the curtain. And now you think like them. And once you understand the architecture, you can rebuild the entire case in your favor. That's what we're training. Join us next video, day 15. See you soon.